All right. What did I say that was so brilliant last time?
Really good. You introduced yourself and said I have permission.
Oh, yes. My name is Russ White. I'm an artist here at Cascade Arts in Northeast Minneapolis, and you have my permission to film me.
Thank you. And you were telling me about how you felt art had a role in creating
peace. Yes.
Violence.
And I think that art, whether it's visual art or theater or music or performing art or any of it, one of the things that makes it so powerful is empathy, and that it is an expression of different perspectives, different lived experiences through different media, and it's a way for the artist to express the way that they experience the world, and the audience to experience life through someone else's eyes for a moment. And I think that is, as an artist, I can't claim that art is, certainly my art is making the world a better place, but I think if we want to make a world a better place, it has to start with empathy and a connection made between people so that we can understand who we are, where we're coming from, and approach conflict with a sense of patience and understanding, so that whether we're looking for peace in terms of nonviolence or peace of mind in general, that art is a portal into finding that peace, I think.
My name is Gustavo Linares, and I allow you to take a video of interview.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm kind of searching for how artists feel, how art can affect peace or nonviolence or compassion among people.
Yeah. Well, I think art is a very important component of the communities to get people together, especially when we're talking about community projects like murals and stuff like that. This is what I do mostly. I'm doing murals in the communities, and the fact that people participate in the neighborhood and in different ways, that's a really good way for the communities to ownership that kind of art. Of course, to transform the communities, I strongly believe that art can transform many ways and many things in a positive way. By bringing people together, bringing hope, and people who are underrepresented.
I couldn't ask for more on that, but where could I find some of the murals you have done around the cities?
I'm going to create one mural in Lake Street. This coming week, I'm going to start the mural in 4th and Lake Street. 4th and Lake.
4th and Lake, okay.
Yes. It's part of this program, the revitalization of Lake Street. The mural is part of that. It was founded and partially the city of Minneapolis and other organizations that we want to create a mural there. And it talks about a little bit about that, dignifying people, getting together and honoring the farmers and communities underrepresented, like I said.
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Philip Hoffman, and I'm an artist here at Solar Arts Building.
Thank you.
And I paint oils.
And I have permission to film you.
And then you have permission to film me.
Thank you. Could you give me your thoughts on art and how it makes the world better, brings peace, or might reduce violence, or bring some contemplation and relaxation to people?
Art reflects life, obviously, but it's symbols. It's the symbols that are the ones that hit us deep in our subconscious. And I think that's what really works on calming us down, of understanding of our world, of ourselves. That's about it.
Okay. All right.
Hi, I'm Michelle Casmore-Straits, and I'm giving permission to you to use this video. I am the curator and owner of this Prince Museum, and it's a museum giving tribute to our very own Prince from Minneapolis. And I just think that he had such a great message for us throughout his whole life about peace and love, and he was just all about that in his music and the way he lived his life. He helped all kinds of nonprofits throughout the world, actually, and he never talked about it. It was all under the whatever. And so yeah, I'm so happy to have this space that pays tribute to Prince. And I did work for Prince. I worked for Sign of the Times, and I worked for Love Sexy, and I did make some of the pieces that did promote peace. He called the peace sign the no war sign in the Sign of the Times concert, and so I made mirror hearts with peace signs on, and for me that was about reflecting love and reflecting peace to the world.
That's wonderful.
Hi, I'm Barbara Bridges, and I give you full permission to film me today. I'm the director of Art to Change the World, but my art form is, as you see here, assemblage art, and I'm a social practice artist. So I created this cabinet to use as to encourage conversation about people suffering from trauma, including domestic violence. So we have workshops. The next one coming up is June 4th. It's been funded by the Minnesota Arts Board. Thank you very much, Minnesota Arts Board. And people suffering from all kinds of trauma. And I'm telling you, today it's hard to find somebody who has not. So this is people who are in recovery from domestic violence, from addiction, gambling, everything that you can possibly imagine. And there are 24 little drawers on the other side, and they pull the drawers out, and there are all kinds of objects representing these different things that create trauma for people. We have a licensed counselor, myself an art teacher, and then Bianca, who created the ICON project, I Can Overcome Negativity, who run the workshops. So there's still a few spots left. Email Art to Change the World, and you can read all about it.
I will. Barbara, that's terrific.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm Kelly. My Instagram handle is @messyeverafter. Start that over. I'm Kelly. My Instagram is @messyeverafter. I'm an artist, and you do have permission to film me. So art in general, I think, is such a powerful tool for building community and helping people show who they really are. It's a language that we can all speak, and a language that I think breaks down barriers, and people who are experiencing things that they can't quite articulate can really communicate through visual means and sort of reach people that they didn't have the ability to communicate with before. And I think it's just a really great bridge builder in communities.
That's beautiful. I see kind of a lot of peace and some tranquility in your art.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, my goal with creating is to soothe people and to be in a more comfortable place internally. Like, I use it for therapy for myself, and it's such a peaceful experience, and I want people to feel that when they look at my art.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes. I'm Mary Castillo, and you have permission to film. I'm Samantha Hernandez, and you have permission to film.
Thank you.
Yes. So being creative and being an artist to me means that it's an outlet for a lot of good and bad feelings, I suppose I'd say. Mm-hmm. It just creates that space for you to be yourself, and when you can be yourself, I think that you are able to just bring light to the world. So I think that's better.
Yeah, and I would say it's a good creative outlet, and the art of distraction isn't always the best, but sometimes necessary in hard situations. So kind of using that as an outlet when going through bad times.
Absolutely. And I think too, like when you're a creative, like you definitely are doing it for a really good why, right? Like it's something you're passionate about. And when you can bring yourself to the world, I think that it just kind of opens the world up a little bit more and helps to make it a better place for not just you, but for other people too. So especially when you're doing something creative with a really good why behind it, I think that sends the message right there.
Okay, so yes, I am Paula mentioned. I'm the artist here, and I'm giving you permission, your Bill, to film me and use whatever I have to say. So, okay.
I'll let you go then.
Okay, well, are you going to ask me a question, or you just want me to talk about my work, or?
Yeah, what do you think the, I don't want to say purpose, but the role of art to build a more peaceful or contemplative?
Okay, so I think the role of art is vast, and I think it's beautiful, and I think it really connects us to ourselves, and so it's part of our identity. So I think it really helps us to find who we are and express ourselves in a visual matter, rather than how I'm speaking now in language. So we find our own language through our work. And so for me, I find my language because I'm a painter based, and I do printmaking, and so I use the collage to actually put on layers and elements, and that's part of my language. And what I love, like today we're doing a workshop for, we're doing piece papers, which are cards. And so everybody who's coming in, if they want, they just can express themselves in any way, and they could use different pieces of collage and paper to put together something and express a moment. And I think that connects us as people. And I think that's a great dialogue just to begin with our vision of what's inside that we don't even realize.
Well, thank you.
Sure. My name is Alana Schwartzman, and I give permission for you to film me today. And I'm here at Font Love Studio.
And what do you want your art and craft to do for people?
Well, I am a printer, and I believe in the power of the press to move people to action. And before I was a printer, I was a community organizer. So I really want people to experience my art as a way to connect to issues and universal messages that they care about.
Fantastic, fantastic. Have you had some successes with that, or you want to
Sure, yes.
something?
Well, I used to be in a studio space where I had storefront windows, and I used to put signs up in the windows with messages kind of related to things that were happening in the world that I found troubling, and I processed that by making posters. And often people would come in and want copies of them for themselves. So I distributed thousands of copies of posters on issues like the Muslim ban and our family separation at the borders, a lot over the last 5 or 6 years. And just gave posters out for free for people to use in protests or to put in their window. And that was very meaningful to me, to be able to interact with people in that way.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anything I should ask you that I haven't?
Well, I don't know. There's so many things I can say about letterpress printing, and I love it so much. But I also really love Art-a-Whirl and being able to share it with the public.
Wonderful.
So my name is Dawn Marie Mack, and I give you permission to film this. So I feel like in making my artwork a very strong sense of place in it, and I revisit that theme over and over again, which makes me feel very inclusive in the community that I live in. And I think Minnesota is unique for the fact that a lot of people that grow up here continue to stay here and it creates this strong bond with the community, and that people want to continue to live in this area and make any changes that are necessary as a group so that everyone can continue to live here peacefully and enjoy such a beautiful place to live. In general, I think that art is great for that, in that it speaks to different people in different ways. And if you look at an artwork, it evokes your own memories of that place. But a place is so much larger than ourselves that it tends to, it really makes us feel connected to each other in being connected to the place. And I think that, over time, that's what endures, and how people continue on, being happy together.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
You moved from Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Minnesota nice is overrated? Speak freely, even though you're on camera.
Oh, it's so funny, I love that it has this kind of edge to it in a way that people have. It has two meanings, that people say, and I like that, and I like that about Minnesota. I feel like Minnesota is, I made a text writing, and I said, my love is Minnesota. If you can't love me at my worst, you can't have me at my best. And so it's kind of a combination of that. Good and bad. And both are great, especially next to each other.
Wonderful. Okay. You begin by identifying yourself, and then I have permission to film you for me.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm Corey Dvorak. Permission to film me. Use my whatever it is. If I was to say how my pottery helped the community in terms of peace and nonviolence, I would say that I spread information and empowerment through pottery. And that is done, if you turn this way, with gardening and fermentation. So I participate in community gardens and help people get educated about planting and also farming for themselves. I like libations, coffee. I'm a big gardener back here. Plants in the house are good. And all that said, I can only tell you that I'm here to empower people, and if they ever want to know about clay, about planting, about gardening, I'm at Avail Ceramics at Holland Arts.
Fantastic.
That's my...
Okay, so my name's Eddie Phillips. You have permission to film me. Hey, my name's Eddie. So, I work here at Boom Island Woodworking, which is my, own independent little brand. I like to create art out of, wood. I like to, see the enjoyment that my work gives to other people. I think that, art's a great medium for promoting community and, promoting peace within our community if we can work together to make others happy through what we do. What I do here is take, locally sourced, domestic, hardwoods like walnut and maple, and then I work and machine for, this into pieces that can be used in people's houses and hopefully elevate their living experience.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Has doing this woodworking brought you more peace or contemplation, or?
It's so this is my side gig from the daily grind of working in industry, and I do find that working being able to express yourself through different mediums is brings you a lot of inner peace and relaxation. So woodwork itself is inherently relaxing, especially when you get to use hand tools to create your work. So I don't know if you can get it on camera, but I have a number of different traditional hand tools back here, such as guys like this that I use for shaping and finishing finishing work. So
very good. That's a serious plane.
This is, yes, it's a Stanley number 7. This guy would be about 80 years old. So yeah, it's an antique, but it's put to use. So.